All right, what's going on, guys? Try back again here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a Walking Dead video for today, leading up to the third episode for Fear the Walking Dead Season 6 and the fourth episode for Walking Dead World Beyond. In this one, we're going to go through a recent interview with Scott Gimple where he pretty much told us why The Walking Dead is ending. Alright, so I thought this would be a good one to go ahead and do, as we did get some recent info from Scott Gimple regarding the end of The Walking Dead and sort of his take on it. So I'll read through the article here and we'll give our thoughts on it. So it says, The Walking Dead is officially ending with its 11th season. The news of AMC's allowing its flagship zombie drama to conclude broke earlier this year as the cast and crew were notified by showrunner Angela Kang and chief content officer Scott Gimple. Of course, an ending for the series seems contrary to the promises of The Walking Dead being the zombie movie that, quote, never ends. While the main series will end, there will be at least 2 new spin-off shows spawning following its conclusion in 2022. In a recent interview, Gimple opened up about the decision to end The Walking Dead. So it says, quote, this decision, or this came out of conversations with AMC, and ultimately they made this call, obviously, Gimple tells THR. And so The Walking Dead showrunner Angela Kang and I, thinking about it was, I don't know, it's incredibly heavy. Gimple served as showrunner in previous seasons until Kang took over in season 9, and Gimple moved up the franchise ladder to chief content officer. Before being showrunner himself, Gimple had written several episodes of the series. And then it says, quote, we have all these Walking Dead things ahead, and even with so many of the people that we work with, and in fact, I'm hoping it's with most of the people in one direction or another with Tales, Daryl and Carol, other stuff, Gimple explains. I don't know, it's still incredibly heavy. I remember reading about long-running shows ending. I remember reading an Entertainment Weekly article about the end of Star Trek The Next Generation, the end of Lost, and even the end of MASH when I was a kid, Gimple recalls. And it was always hard for me to wrap my mind around 8 years, 10 years, 11 years. And I think the thing that's most weird about it is how quick it all went. It doesn't feel like 10 years. It doesn't feel like 11 years. And so I loved doing it. I'm talking about when I was a showrunner. I loved doing that so much. It was so intense. And it's so inside the story in every way that I think I never really got to appreciate all of it when I was doing it. In some ways, even I get to appreciate it more in the position I'm in because I'm totally slammed with specifically showrunner stuff. And I don't know, it all went by too fast. I mean, that's how I feel. It all went by way, way too fast. Looking back at the journey, Gimple does admit that more than a decade of Walking Dead has flown by faster than expected. It's crazy. I mean, there's all these little things happening in the world right now, some very big and major things happening, that it's like, oh shit, this is what growing up is, Gimple says. And it both makes you feel old because, oh my gosh, all that time has passed, and young because this is the first time it's happening. This is the first time I'm recognizing, like, oh shit, this is growing up, so it makes me feel super nostalgic and even nostalgic for a lot of stuff I missed. Yeah, it's heavy, just to put a fine, trite point on it. Okay, so basically the answer that he's giving us is that AMC made the call. Quote, it said, this came out of conversations with AMC, and ultimately they made this call. Obviously, Gimple tells THR. So that is basically, to me, means that in terms of creative, it sounds like they didn't know necessarily that AMC was going to call the Walking Dead television series at an end, at the end of its 11th or what's sort of its 12th season, since they decided to extend the episodes. But it sounds like to me, and because they had said that they were going to do it a lot longer in this whole thing, but it sounds like to me it was basically, as you might always kind of expect, it sounds like it was a money decision. It sounds like after coming back from COVID, maybe they weren't absolutely sure that it would be worth it for them to continue putting so much money into the series. And so they decided, in terms of, from an investment standpoint, for their shareholders and for the business, that it probably makes sense for them to wrap up the original series and then do the Daryl and Carol spinoff series and do these others. Tales of the Walking Dead continue probably with Fear. Walking Dead World Beyond set it to 2 years, so it's done by that point. And do the Walking Dead Rick movie, which they're still intending to do, and basically do it that way because, as we did kind of hear from Robert Kirkman, it does sound like the budget for the Walking Dead original canon TV series, original run TV series, is very high. You know, they have to pay Norman Reedus and Melissa McBride, and then they have to pay Lauren Cohen as well. So those contracts, they do get pretty big contracts. It costs a lot of money to do all the special effects, to do all the zombies, to do everything that they do. So it is a big commitment for them each season to sign up to do the show, in terms of probably having to pay everybody to do it and do everything like that. So it sounds to me like they didn't have the confidence to decide to want to continue on forward post-COVID, post the world we're in right now, past that point in the Walking Dead comics. Because this is basically them ending the series almost at the same time as the Walking Dead comic book series. And so it sounds to me like it was not actually a creative decision to end it based on what Gimple's saying here. It wasn't ending it just because they had an endpoint where they probably had an end in mind to where they were going and how they were going to get there. But they certainly could have done an additional probably 12 season or 13 season if they had felt confident enough, I think, that they wanted to put the money into it and do it that way. Maybe they feel like it's better to end the original canon series, and then for the Carol and Daryl spinoff, you get to relaunch it as something new, so it has kind of that new appeal. People can tune into it. You might get more viewers because people might want to see, like, oh, they're going to do a spinoff for Walking Dead, want to tune in to watch that. It kind of gives it that new vibe rather than a season number in the teens, like 12 or 13 or whatever, what have you. So it sounds to me like this is mainly a confidence decision. I mean, obviously this has been announced now, after the whole COVID situation. Before that, a couple years ago or so, we were hearing that they were wanting to do 20 seasons of Walking Dead and that whole kind of thing. But in a way, they maybe still will, but it won't be under the original banner. That show, with all its contracts and all of its things that are signed and agreements, are going to be ending, and then they can kind of start these other series and maybe have different price points for them, or have different setups, configurations for them, different episode run numbers, and so they can do it this way, and probably with, I would think, much lower overhead. So that's my interpretation of what he's saying here, with the bigwigs and AMC pulling the plug or deciding that, okay, let's set the end point here. You guys can certainly leave your comments below for what you think about this. But notice he didn't say that it was a creative decision that we, decided to end here because of the comics or whatever, or because we didn't have any other great ideas to go on further, so we decided to end it here. It's more of, from my interpretation, it's more of a confidence decision that they don't maybe feel necessarily confident to put that much into it to keep it going past that. It's better to wrap it there, build hype, get the hype for the end, and then you can do these other series with putting in different amounts, whatever you want, 6-episode runs, 10-episode runs, different type of idea. So we'll go through some of your guys' comments and questions for today, since we haven't done one of these in a couple days. We did the Fear the Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 3, which is Dwight's return episode. We may see Sherry in that episode. We did the Picks preview yesterday, so check that out if you missed it. Ash W. had said, meanwhile, Fear the Walking Dead has another great episode into its new season. And that's true. Basically, everybody has said from the first 2 episodes that they think Fear is great so far and might be one of the best seasons they've done in the series. So if you're not watching it, check out Season 6. I think you'd be hard-pressed not to like it. Just watch the premiere episode and see what you think with Morgan. If you like Morgan from the original Walking Dead, watch Season 6, Episode 1. It's as much of a Walking Dead episode as any other episode I've ever seen. NL Loco versus the World said, when I saw the one kid with headphones and his plants, I thought they gave Trev Chantu a wig and a role in the series. So again, that's the kid from Walking Dead World Beyond. Another comment that I look like, let's see, Silas, right? I always say his name wrong. Gizmo said, Walking Dead has to meet their quota of gay, lesbian, interracial relationship, disabled, etc., etc., etc. The forced diversity is ruining The Walking Dead. So again, more complaints about Walking Dead World Beyond. Max said, very weak pilot episode. Not sure who the target audience is for World Beyond. The Balgaran says, boring. Couldn't finish the episode. Fear Season 1 had a better pilot. Hopefully Fear the Walking Dead Season 6 is better now after seeing all the promos and trailers. I think we can agree that after at least the first couple episodes, it is better, and I think it's clearly better than Walking Dead World Beyond. Jason Cericcio said, Trev, I thought they disappeared you or Epstein you. I haven't seen any new videos from you. I had to physically search for your channel and realized you've been putting out tons of content. It just wasn't automatically showing up on my end. Hope all is well, man. Lots of interesting stuff going on. Watched the finale of Walking Dead Season 10 today and first episode of the new series. New series was kind of not my style. Probably watch it though. Spoiler alert below. I was hoping that was Rick on the horse at the end. So yeah, you're probably not going to see Rick in Walking Dead World Beyond. But yeah, I did do a whole lot of different videos this year. They're moving. YouTube and Google are moving towards clearing off truther channels or conspiracy channels, I think. So I think that's going to happen more and more in the future. It does not surprise me if they kind of shadow ban me from you or what have you, Jason. Or it's possible that just if, maybe the videos didn't get recommended as much as they did before when Walking Dead was on. But thanks for checking the channel back, and I'm sorry to hear you had to actually physically type the channel name in to get to even see, to see the stuff. But I think I pissed some people off this year, so it's what it is. But it's cool. Healthy, safe. It's all good stuff. And resubscribe to the channel. If they unsubscribed you, check it and resubscribe if you want to see more videos. So that stuff doesn't surprise me. That's kind of commonplace for people who do those types of topic videos. Is they get downvoted in the engine and stuff like that. And it is a real thing. Scott the Obald says, watch 10 minutes of Walking Dead World Beyond and turned it off. Terrible show. Max had said, I hated every character. I think they've totally missed the boat. And Yushki says, I gave it a go. I absolutely hated it. AMC don't know their audience. This show belongs on the CW. And then K-Chan had said that can't wait for the new episodes in 2021, which they are. They are filming right now, so excited to see those. They're in production. We'll have to see how different they look because of the whole, COVID distancing guidelines and everything. But I am excited to see those. So those episodes, when we get to see them, probably in February, March, or April, one of those few months. Username says, Trev, look on the bright side. At least the show isn't going to start getting milked again by having 10 more seasons of fighting bad guys. Better to go out strong instead of becoming a mockery of itself. Maybe that's true. Diego Emil had said after they announced that T had COVID, he said, man, I wish The Walking Dead had the same writers that 2020 has. And then Torrid had said, Trev, I would love for you to continue your Walking Dead reviews. We have to create a Walking Dead Hall of Fame. What happened to the Boys reviews? So I'm part of the way through The Boys. I just haven't seen it all the way through yet, but I do want to check it out at some point, and I'm excited to see JDM in it if that's true that he's going to be in the third season of The Boys. Could be really cool. That'll be it for today's video, guys. Sunday night we'll have the new videos for Fear, review for episode 3 of Fear. The fourth episode for Walking Dead World Beyond. I think I'm going to release them a little earlier this time, so I'll release Fear a little bit early, but for the review. But yeah, I'm excited to see the episodes, and that's pretty much all I got for this video for you guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on the ending of The Walking Dead explained basically as a lack of confidence, it sounds like. That's it for this one, guys. We'll see you again soon for another. As always, this is Trev, and I'm saying peace later, guys. See you soon.